We're here back in the Fantasy Bar, big Friday night slate in MLB, and we are back with 6 of my favorite plays on FanDuel and DraftKings, including some values at the catcher and starting pitcher position I think may go overlooked. Some bats in some great spots here tonight, and a beast in a night that has absolutely been raking against right-handed pitching and his opponent tonight. Who we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the Fantasy Bar. Welcome in, guys. Friday edition Beers Daily Fantasy Six-Pack. Kicking off the weekend here with 6 of my favorite plays for you on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and checking out today's video. Before we get into the plays, take a second. Click that thumbs up button. Helps us out tremendously here on YouTube, so thank you for that. Subscribe, hit that notification bell as well. Pints and Picks back tonight with 2 prop bets for you in MLB I really like, so make sure you are checking that out as well here after you are done with this video. All right, let's get into it. One note, couple weather spots we'll keep an eye on. We have to make any changes, we'll do so as always in the YouTube comment section. And Texas in Colorado, too easy against Austin Gomber. Could have made an entire 6-pack of the Rangers. Great spot for them. Not telling you to ignore that spot. Telling you, going to give you some spots outside of Coors Field here for those builds. All right, let's get going here with the bats. We'll start at third base with Alec B of Philadelphia. And talk about consistency. This guy has been delivering hits in 19 of his last 20 games. And over that 20-game span, we're talking 9 multi-hit games. So almost half the time, this guy's delivering multi-hit games. We know the power is there with Bohm as well, and been really good against lefties so far this season. At WOBA pushing 500 for him. ISO sitting at a solid 256 here. And Rogers, a guy we can certainly pick on with right-handed hitters. 370 WOBA allowed this season and a hard contact rate nearing 50%. Alec Bohm and the Phillies been playing some great ball. Get him in those lineups here on Friday night. All right, DraftKings, we need a catcher, so let's do that with Connor Wong of Boston. So FanDuel, you always have the option if you want to use a catcher or not, but you usually see low ownership. A lot of people not pushing catchers in their lineup, but Wong is one of those guys. I think you could certainly utilize that catcher first base spot or your flex spot here with him in this matchup. 3 multi-hit games for him over the last 5, and good numbers against lefties so far this season. WOBA up at 393, 5 home runs already on the season for Connor Wong. And Corbin, a guy that can definitely give it up in the power department, gave up 29 home runs to right-handed hitters last season. And this year we're seeing a 385 WOBA and a lot of hard contact north of 50% here. So Connor Wong cheap, gets that catcher spot knocked out on DraftKings, and under 3K on FanDuel makes him viable over there as well against Patrick Corbin. All right, let's spend some money with Marcel Ozuna of the Braves. This is one of the weather spots on the East Coast we'll have to keep a close eye on, but if this game goes, I absolutely love this spot for Marcel Ozuna against Jose Quintana. Ozuna been one of the best hitters in all of baseball against left-handed pitching. WOBA over 500, ISO over 300. We really saw some struggles for Quintana in that last start, and that's now 18 earned runs over the last 5 starts from him, giving up a lot of hard contact as well at over 53% here. Ozuna just been money. Don't mind paying these prices in a great matchup with Jose Quintana. All right, speaking of starting pitchers, we're going to go risk reward here with John Gray of Texas. So we talked in the open, love the Texas bats in Coors Field. Obviously, I always love that for our starting pitcher. Going to get run support, allows a little bit longer leash, pitches with a little bit more confidence, and I think that's what we see here. Not to mention, John Gray knows this park very well, played a lot of seasons with the Colorado Rockies. Biggest thing, gonna see low ownership here. People do not like to take pitchers in Coors Field. I certainly understand that line of thinking, but if we're gonna get low ownership in a good matchup here at some very fair prices, I want to take advantage with Gray. Now, Gray been solid with the strikeouts, 7 or more strikeouts now in 4 of his last 6 starts, and this is one of the best strikeout matchups on the board for right-handed pitching. In fact, the Rockies striking out at the 3rd highest rate in all of baseball at over 27.5%. When you look at the projected starting lineup, 6 of the projected starters sitting at 26% or higher. So this is not a very good lineup for Colorado. Strikeouts aplenty here. John Gray, risky, no doubt. I'm willing to take that risk here tonight against this awful Colorado Rockies lineup. All right, back to the bats and to the outfield with Christian Yelich of Milwaukee. Now, Yelich been dealing with some injuries, so hasn't played a full slate of games, but in the 13 games that he has played, certainly looking more like the MVP from a few years ago than what we've seen over the last year or so. Has now put up 14 or more DraftKings points in 8 of those 13 games. Solid 370 WOBA against right-handed pitching, and leads this Milwaukee team with a big 278 ISO against righties. Now, Lance Lynn certainly looking better against lefties this season, but we know the history. Very good against righties, not very good against lefties. Have to go back to just last season and see a 400 WOBA, 272 ISO. And I think we start to see more of those type of numbers, a little bit of regression here. I think he's pitching a little bit over his head against lefties. Could get exposed sooner than later. Love the spot tonight for Christian Yelich. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for Friday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. But tonight, giving away some free RotoGrinders swag, like the hat you see I'm wearing, t-shirts, socks, all kinds of new RotoGrinders swag with the brand new look. And we're going to give it to you just for hanging out here in the fantasy bar. All you need to do, hit that thumbs up button and head to the comment section and guess fantasy points on DraftKings for my highest scoring hitter. Doesn't have to be the Beast. Don't even have to try to guess who it is. We made it super easy. Just throw a number in there. If your guess is the closest to my highest scoring hitter's production on DraftKings, we're going to send you some free RotoGrinders swag just for hanging out in the fantasy bar. All right, let's wrap it up with my favorite play for Friday night. You know, that's the Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We've mentioned the bats in Texas, likely the focus for a lot of people, so I want to spend up in a different spot with Shohei Otani of the Dodgers, tonight's Beast of the Night. So should see a solid pivot here as Texas will be the focus. Again, don't blame people for going that route against Austin Gomber, but Shohei Otani has been an absolute monster against right-handed pitching. The numbers for Otani absolutely ridiculous against righties. WOBA at 551 and an ISO, one of the highest numbers that we have seen, way up at 451, and a little BVP here as well. Now, it's only 9 at-bats, so limited sample, police. Don't have to come and attack me here. But in those 9 at-bats, 3 home runs and a double for Shohei Otani against Michael King. King giving up a 354 WOBA to lefties. Great spot here for Shohei Otani, easily my favorite play on the board and tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for our Friday night six-pack. As always, any comments, questions, or feedback, you know where to find me. Hit me up in that YouTube comment section right below the video. Can also follow me on Twitter at BeerMakersFan and get your guess in now for highest scoring hitter I gave you of the 5 bats. Don't even have to guess who it is. Get that guess in there for fantasy points on DraftKings for a chance to win some free RotoGrinders swag. Reminder, Pints and Picks back tonight. Quick 1-minute video with 2 of my favorite MLB prop bets for the night. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out here in the fantasy bar. Best of luck on tonight's slate. Have a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all my moms out there, and we will see you next week.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on RotoGrinders.com/videos.